Yo, what is going on, guys? We got a video today regarding our beloved, or not so beloved, Vegas Golden Knights. We actually got a couple videos I kind of want to do about the Vegas Golden Knights, but today's video is going to be the big question maybe a lot of us aren't talking about, and we should be talking about, because we like to blame a lot of things on other things when it comes to these NHL refs, the teams, the officiating, the owners, the managers, all that fun stuff. And that question being, is the league the real reason Vegas is really good right now? Is the league the real reason? Is it rigged? Everybody likes to say it's rigged. Is it rigged? Is it rigged? Is it rigged so the Vegas Golden Knights can make the playoffs and win the Stanley Cup? Or is this the other NHL teams to blame? Should we be blaming the NHL, or should we be blaming the owners of the Penguins, the Blue Jackets, all these other teams that gifted them players? Who's the real reason Vegas is succeeding right now? Let's take a review of some of these guys that came to the Vegas Golden Knights this season. Let's talk about how they got there. Marc-Andre Fleury. 927 save percentage, 2.24 goals against average this season. Phenomenal season. I think this is where we start. We can argue Marc-Andre Fleury is the sole reason Vegas is where they are right now. I understand everybody else on that team, but you can make the argument right now, Vegas, the only reason they're good is because of Pittsburgh giving them Marc-Andre Fleury. Now, we knew they had two goalies. They could only protect one. They could have traded one. We've seen Bishop get traded for that exact reason because they didn't want to lose one. The Pens, for whatever reason, decided not to trade Fleury and then bench him halfway through the playoffs last season and still win a Stanley Cup, arguably so, understandably so. But now look what we got. We got Fleury over here. They had to believe in Matt Murray then. They had to believe in him now, so why not trade him and get something decent for him? They didn't trade him. They gave him to the Vegas Golden Knights. And we look at the backup, Malcolm Subban, 910 save percentage, 2.68 goals against average. He went 13-4 this season. Had a great season, actually, when it comes to win-losses. But if you remember when he was playing, Vegas was riding quite the hot streak when he was running through goalie after goalie. They had Oscar Danks go out there, play phenomenal as well. Like I said, they was running through goalie injury after injury after injury. The team was on a hot streak at the time. Do I think those two goalies now, like I said, Danks was playing like a stud. But when you stop and look, do you think Malcolm Subban was going to carry this team to a playoff run if Marc-Andre Fleury wasn't there with a 910 save percent, 2.68? You can't maintain that. I don't care how hot they were. They would have cooled off. It's a lot tougher without the goaltending. Marc-Andre Fleury had a career year, statistically speaking. And to go out there and look at it, you say goaltending? I mean, look who's in the playoffs right now, Vegas. The Winnipeg's a perfect example. Connor Hellebuck. He had a great season. Was it 2 years ago when they was a good team? He flat out pooed the bed last year, right? They didn't make the playoffs. They struggled. This season, once again, he's coming back. He's bouncing back. Big difference there. And they're making a run for the Stanley Cup. Goaltending makes or breaks seasons. There's no way around it. Like, if your goalie's not saving the puck, I don't care how many goals you're going to score. You're not going to score 4 a game if he's giving up 3 every single game. And Malcolm Subban, Oscar Danks, I couldn't see him holding that in 4. Maybe they could have. Probably not, though. And this is the interesting part about this. Like what he's talking about. Everybody wants to say the league's rigged. They want to help the league. La-di-da-da-da. The officiating. They make bad calls in favor of Vegas. Well, you know who we were saying all this fun stuff about before this season? The Pittsburgh Penguins. People probably still say it now. I still like to harp on it now just to get a good dislike or two on a video about how the Penguins get help with the officiating and it's bad officiating. Well, guess what? Fleury played for the Penguins before this. And like I said, career year. He just had a career with the Vegas Golden Knights. So to say officiating's the reason Fleury did good, irrelevant. This is strictly on the Pens for them not trying to get something from Marc-Andre Fleury. And that's what happens. You can't blame the league for the Pens wanting to keep Fleury in the hope of a playoff push the season before. That's completely on the Pens. Next up, Jonathan Marchessault. The Florida Panthers didn't just choose not to protect their 30-goal score. Yeah, 30 goals score, right? 30 goals score. Keep that in mind. 30 goals season before. They didn't just protect that, but they chose to give away Riley Smith as well, who at the time may have sounded like a great idea. Good, funny little prank to pull on the Vegas Golden Knights because he was an expensive salary contract and they wanted to dump him. They're like, here, you gotta take him. Joke's on you, though, Florida. Because Smith is out there tearing it up with his fellow ex-Panther, Marchessault, their ex-Panther coach. And most important of them all, the only move that may have been dumber than this one, or not, I mean, possibly not dumber than this one. These are some pretty dumb moves. 3 very big key moves, as much as people want to deny or say it's not true. 3 very big key moves that made this team good this season, whether teams want to look at it or not. So they're all pretty ridiculous. But here we go. The one that hurts me the most. And that is their fellow line mate, fellow friend, William Karlsson, the ex-Blue Jacket. The guy had a lot of potential in Columbus, man. He wasn't ever given a shot, to be quite honest. He was given 3rd, 4th line minutes. He's never given that shot to shine, but he had all the potential in the world. And they didn't trust in him. I guess Torts didn't think he was blocking shots right or something. They didn't trust in him. They said, Josh Anderson's our future man, not William Karlsson. We don't want you to take Josh Anderson. We don't want you to take Jack Johnson. We don't want you to take Jonas Korpisalo, which Korpisalo, it's understandable. You know what? I respect them wanting to protect Korpisalo. I think he's going to be a stud in the future. Jack Johnson, on the other hand, barely made the third line D pair this year. Josh Anderson, on the other hand, had 30 points this season. Big disappointment. And not only did we give them William Karlsson so they wouldn't take these players, we gave them a first-round draft pick. And once again, we threw on David Clarkson's contract. And again, I bring it up. Vegas is like, you just want to give us the bad contracts? We'll take them. You're going to give us good players and make us take a bad contract? Sure. Good players, bad, whatever. We'll take the bad player. You're going to give us a 43 goal scorer in William Karlsson for David Clarkson's contract? Deal. Absolutely good deal. I'll take it. You could have stopped at David Clarkson in a 43 goal scorer. You didn't have to make us, take first round draft pick, anything fun like that. We would have stopped there. That was enough for us. But nope, you would have thrown a first round draft pick and help us out build a better future as well. Sure, we'll take the first round draft pick. Whose fault is that? Is that the league's fault? Or is that the Blue Jackets' fault for completely getting fleeced in yet another trade? We haven't even talked about Peter Chiarelli yet. What did he give Vegas? Did he give him anything? I haven't looked into it. I mean, Vegas made a mistake not talking to Peter Chiarelli. Let's be honest here. You probably squeezed in Draisaitl or something from him. You know what I mean? But like I said, a common move you see with a lot of these teams, the moves they made, giving players away, was dumping contracts. Teams didn't want the wasted salary on some of these players. So it was like, you know what? You take your dumb contract, we're willing to wheel and deal you this player and let you have this one and this one. And look what happened. At the end of the day, the Vegas Golden Knights just outmanage these teams. Like their management, their GMing, their owning, whatever. Whoever takes care of their trade business over there, they just fleeced everybody. Because you think about it, a lot of people are going to this expansion draft saying, oh, the only player that really is out there good in the expansion draft is James Neal. Other than that, Vegas is going to be terrible. Well, James Neal is on Vegas' second line. Again, joke is on us. So the real question here is, did the league really help Vegas that much? I mean, like I said, a 43 goal score. They had two guys over 70 points. Riley Smith was 67 points in 60 games or something? I get that was a way more than outperformers type season for him. You seen David Perron, again, outperforming type of season. But when you think about it, your team just told you, we don't think you're good enough, we're not worth protecting you. You play with the chip on your shoulder that next season. That's what these guys did. Not only did they play with that chip on their shoulder, they had some good players. They had some talented players. Whether you want to go out there and say how terrible the officiating was, or say the league rigged it for Vegas, we just listed off 3 big key moves, and you can't deny the fact that they're key. Goalies keep you in games. Goals win you games. Look what they just did. Like I said, Marc-Andre Fleury, he played the full season. He probably wins the Vezina. He didn't play the full season because he was injured. I don't know. It's up for debate. Because he didn't know, he was a Vezina candidate, undoubtedly. Pittsburgh gave him to him. William Karlsson, 43 goals. Jonathan Marchessault, what do you have, 70-some points too? Riley, like I said, we already went through it. Riley Smith, the good players this team had. They had an elite first line. No other way around it. Whether you want to say their players are elite, the line itself was elite. They had an elite goaltending performance this season. Is that the blame on the league, or is that the blame on the other teams handing them these players? Let's hear the thoughts, boys. I want to hear the thoughts. I think I just showed you my side of it. I think the teams just messed up. Teams gave away too much for them. It's tough. You got to pick between, when we was looking at John Carlson, William Karlsson, which one do you believe in more in the future? That's where teams came into play here. They was worried about their future, worried about their current season, what put them in the best position, and they misguided the talent on their team and gave them to Vegas. That's my opinion on it. I want to hear your guys'. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.